1 minute. Okay. Hi, Anja.
Hello.
So you finished your first 110K with nearly 4,000 meters of elevation. How do you feel?
Well, it's been now about October, November. Well, 2 months after. I'm fully recovered now. I feel great. I definitely don't miss the hills. I do miss the trails. I feel great thanks to you, I guess.
Well,
I
you've
made
done
it.
the work. I'm just a bridge. I'm just a bridge. You did all the hard work. You're very consistent. What was the feeling, at the finish line? Because obviously doing 100K, 110K, with so much elevation, what was the feeling when you crossed that finish line?
I was grateful actually. That was the feeling. I was grateful and I was happy. I think I smiled all the way through and I finished with a smile. I was definitely tired. I was knackered to be honest, but it was sort of relief to finish the race, but it was also an amazing sense of pride and achievement, and I just felt content and sort of might sound weird, but at peace with myself.
That's very good. And what made this? Because somebody might be thinking, why on earth would you run 100K, 110K? What made you decide to run 100K?
Um, I guess I don't know, at a stage of life or at that age where I'd like to know what the limits are, how to push myself further, how to get to know my body better, to know, what the
Right.
limits are. Um, I'd like to be more active. I enjoy the trails. I love the mountains. I'm coming from Slovenia. Slovenia. I mean, we have the mountains there. England is slightly different, so I have
Yeah.
to choose a hilly race to get some nice views. I don't like the roads. I don't like crowded spaces, flat races. I like the view. I go for the view. I go for the peace. On the
Yeah.
mountain, it's just you there. So I like that.
Yeah. That's amazing. And how did this, obviously, it impacts when you do your first 100K, when you do ultras really on trails, it impacts other areas of your life. Did it impact any other area of your life, finishing the race and training for the race? Because it wasn't, we were working together, I don't remember now, for a couple of months. It wasn't like, yeah, I want to do it, I'm going to do it next month. How was the transformation? Did it help you transform in other areas of your life?
So obviously, since I started running, it definitely changed the routine, the way I plan the day in a positive way. I think since when I decided to do the Seven Valleys, we've been working together since March, and the Seven Valleys were in September. So yeah,
Mhm.
over a few months. Definitely, it's consistency. Definitely, it's dedication. It helped me stay focused at my work as well. My colleague said, one of my colleagues, he's a psychiatry consultant. He said, "Are you more calm because you're running?" And I was like,
Mhm.
maybe, So it's definitely positive. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. And what made you reach out for coaching? What made you think of coaching, or what made you reach out to me for coaching?
So I've been looking for a coach ever since I finished Snowdonia 50. That one was hard work, and I've done it on my own.
Mhm.
And because I like to progress and I like new challenges, I knew I'm going to need some support. I'm going to need some knowledge and some encouragement if I want to do the Seven Valleys.
Mhm.
So I was reading online, forums, Facebooks, Instagrams, all possible pages, for a while. And your name came across quite a few times, and it sounded very positive. You were very encouraging. You sounded very knowledgeable as well. So I said, one day, let me, check
Mhm.
whether you're available. And obviously
Yeah.
you were, but the coincidence,
Yeah.
the coincidence, the story behind it is just fascinating. So I think it was sort of fate as well, but I'm super happy. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without you. The knowledge behind it to come, uninjured through this race was very important to
Yeah.
me. So that was the main
That's
reason, obviously, to take the coach.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. Well, yeah, I've been inspired by your dedication and by your perseverance because you have a hectic schedule and now you have a hectic, but before you had a hectic schedule. And it's like it's amazing seeing all the green ticks on training peaks. It's just incredible and it's inspiring. And as a coach, it's always inspiring to see athletes that progress. And I always say let's redefine our impossible through running. And through this transformation, through coaching, what was the best part that you liked from the way I coach, the way I think, the way we communicate? What did you like most?
I think I really appreciate the fact that you're so understanding when life gets in the way and we have to work around it and you accommodate to that. So my schedule is hectic and there's no way, even though you're, sort of prescribing my schedule weekly, on a weekly or 2 weekly basis, sometimes my life just happens and there's no way I can achieve all that. And
Mhm.
you accommodate and work around it and I still achieve everything well based on the long-term plan.
Mhm.
A few misses in a week or on a 2 weekly basis, you say that's fine, we'll work around it. Life happens. Don't worry. Tomorrow's a new day. So the encouragement behind it as well. Um, and then the specifics you from your assessment of my posture and so on, you've realized really quickly what my issues are, what my minuses are, what I need to work on more to improve either running or posture or exercises. So that meant a lot. I didn't see that, but it was eye opening as well. Um, and obviously, on the background of that is the diet. I thought I could survive on bread.
Yeah.
Getting 140 grams of protein in a day, that's challenge. But yeah, somehow I did get there.
Yeah, well, you did amazing. You did most of the days you hit it's, but that's the holistic approach to running. I think in trail running, especially, there's this mindset of like, ah, yeah, we eat whatever we want, but you have to look at recovery, nutrition, strength training. You have to look at it holistically because you finish strong, and that's the whole point of it. It's not just finishing a race. What was the main difference between you running Snowdonia 50K without us working together without coaching and 100K, 110K with a coach? What did you find, Anya, the biggest difference?
So before I got your support, you as a coach, I was reading a lot online, absorbing a lot of information and a lot of different information. Not necessarily all of them were the best, but I was mainly sticking to running. And I remember after Snowdonia, I couldn't walk for a week. And obviously now with the Seven Valleys, we incorporated a lot of strength training, a lot of plyo workouts and all that. The nutrition was better. Yes, my feet were slightly destroyed, but I could walk, the next day or the second day, and I think I was even running a little bit within a week. So I was definitely better prepared. The recovery was shorter. I did have a little bit of obviously tendonitis, but that's a different
Mm.
sort of an injury that's not related to the preparation that I had for Snowdonia. But yeah,
Uh,
completely different approach, and it showed on the end of the race. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, they're different. Like when you finish the race, 100K, 110, Seven Valleys, there you can see other weaknesses, and yeah, you can work on them with strength training and other work. Um, Amazing. In terms of strategies and tools that you learned, what was the biggest takeaway that you learned in the past year?
Protein, that's for
Okay.
me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I mean, sometimes it's just a struggle for me to get the protein in, period. As that because I'm such a I don't know, I wouldn't even say picky, but I just grab a piece of bread or cheese. I live on that, and
Yeah.
I have to plan, I have to schedule my diet really to stick to it.
Yeah.
The protein powders, I mean, I love them from the beginning, but then I hate them now.
Uh,
It's gonna be next week probably another different flavor, and it's gonna work out again. But it's just yeah, that's for me. And realizing, how crappy my diet really is. Was
Uh,
a big curve,
yeah.
learning curve.
And when did you feel the most proud of yourself? Because we all have moments where we're like, you know what? I feel it might be in the training, it might be the finish line. Okay, finish line is most like, yeah, we all do. But where I'm sure there are moments before that you felt like, you know what? Well done, Anja. What was that moment?
I have those little micro moments, after each little training session, really,
Mm,
especially after a long, maybe longer run on the weekend. I love those. But I guess after achieving, obviously finishing the race, it's just, it's really hard to describe that feeling. It's a I don't know, a feeling of fulfillment of being. I've done it. People are, yes, around supported me and helped me. But like you said earlier, I put in the work, I put in the hours, I put in the effort, the finance, the
mm,
everything basically. And in rain, in cold, in yeah, when I didn't feel like it, it's the consistency, it's being persistent, it's going through the bad and the good.
yeah.
And I'm proud of that. I don't quit. I did not come this far to only come this far, I like to say.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. There was one run I remember in particular. You said it was cold or it was raining. I remember that weekend I didn't really want to go for a run because and you messaged me on WhatsApp or something. It's like, yeah, it was rainy and windy. I was like, oh shit, okay, Alex, come on. It's like you can go and do it. But it's interesting how we all inspire each other in a way. So you inspired me a lot of times when you went for those runs that
Oh, thank
were
you.
windy, were cold, and with your doggo, it was just yeah, it's inspiring. And
Thank you.
you're welcome. And what you've done that, you've achieved that. What are you like? Do you have like a thought that like I did this, I finished 100, I finished this ultra. What else can I do in other aspects of my life? Do you have that like extra confidence, extra, I don't know, yeah.
Um, I don't think it's in as such as extra confidence, but it's extra determination. It's sometimes I'm like, when you get rejected at something, I'm in the process of changing jobs now.
Yeah.
And I went through a few interviews, and some were successful, some were not, and that's absolutely fine. But when you just have to be persistent and you have to prepare for everything. Like in race, the same goes in life, the same goes for the job. It's about the preparation, the putting in the work, putting in the hours, learning, listening to your coach or your colleagues who know more.
Yeah.
So I'm applying basically this to absolutely other aspects of life, or maybe, I am applying this from other aspects of life to
Yeah.
running, or maybe it's a mix, I don't know.
Yeah. No, you definitely, like you said, you've put in the effort, the time, but it's important to acknowledge that you've done so much work before. And I think a lot of times in ultras and coaching is like, well, you don't expect everything from a coach because I can't run your kilometers for you. It's like I can't
No,
lift the weight for you, or I can't measure your macros, but you were measuring your macros, protein and all this and veggies and all this stuff, and you've done it.
the veggies.
And yeah, and fiber. We need fiber. I think protein has a good marketing team, but fiber needs a better marketing team. Um, what would you say to someone who's running and thinking of doing their first ultra, but they're thinking, oh, you know what? I don't know. I have doubts. I have this. What advice would you give them?
Just go and just do it. Just start, don't think about it. Because I noticed myself, you know, with myself when I started running, when I thought about preparing for something slightly bigger. I don't know, I remember my 10K, I think it was even 21K. I remember back then I was like, oh, but I need that, but I need this, I need this kit, or maybe I should have those shoes. You don't need that. Just go out and run, regardless, rain, sun, heat, it doesn't matter. Just go out and run. And every day you'll get further and further and stronger and stronger. That's it. Just do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, there's an obsession with kit and stuff, but yeah. What would you tell someone who's considering coaching but isn't like sure if it's worth it? Because we live in a plan, no plan, yeah, in a planet, in a world where we have so much advice on social media. You can get literally any training plan in the world for free. But what would you tell someone who is considering and it's like, well, I can get it for free. Why a coach? What's the difference?
I would definitely advise them to get a coach for bigger events. So obviously it depends what what's bigger for someone. For me, 50K was big, but I didn't identify that need at the time. But I would probably definitely need it. Um, but definitely get a coach, someone you can, someone who's been through those races, someone who can speak from the experience. You've done those amazing races. You've bought the t-shirt, so you can speak from experience, and you've got the knowledge. Someone who's certified, someone who's working in the field with passion, like yourself. So obviously. Do some background checking, see how they are on the social media. You obviously don't want just someone who's there for the clickbait. So you need
Mm.
someone who's real, someone who's been in the dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Yeah, I would always say, there's always a human being, and you need to see, it's a lot of times there are different coaches, and let's say if there's advice from a coach that is an athlete that's top 10, there's a different advice than someone who's mid-pack runner or towards the end because you spend more time on feet and other things. So I think it's important for all of us to see, okay, does this person understand my struggles? Because athletes, you know, they're different. I mean, the athletes that are, let's say, podium winners. So if you can summarize your experience with me working this past couple of months, what would you say?
Well, it's been absolutely a journey, and I enjoyed every moment. Well, almost every moment. We're definitely gonna continue the journey. We're gonna work together for the next few months, years, I hope. I recommend yourself to anyone really. You're approachable, you're kind, you've got the patience, you've got the knowledge. You can accommodate the changes. You check in regularly, and even outside of the agreement. So I appreciate that, and you do understand that sometimes we get sometimes life happens, and you understand it, and you're non-judgmental. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, Anya, it's been an honor coaching you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Uh, I look forward to your next races and your progress because it's beautiful to see your progress, where you are right now. And it's not just time and finishing races, but in terms of, there's mobility, there's strength, there's other elements that held. So yeah, for me, it's an honor. So thank you very much. I'm very grateful. And yeah,
You're welcome.
thank
Bye.
you. Bye.